Definitely sucks to lose in the NFL. And it's time to move on and go on to the next week. So we definitely want to go out there and perform well.
How important is communication in the secondary, especially when you have Avante out and you have a new guy in there? And then the Saints, it's like they've got a couple different quarterbacks that could possibly mix things up.
Yeah, communication is key. Really, anytime you line up on the field, but especially when you're missing one of your key guys on defense. So that's going to be definitely a thing we need to harp on this week.
How do you think it was when Avante went out, kind of getting everybody in sync, and then with a week of practice, knowing that he's most likely going to be out Sunday, does that help kind of get everybody on the same page?
That's a loaded question. Can you ask that again?
So, obviously, when Avante goes out in the game in Dallas, you're trying to get everybody on the same page. There was the 3rd and 30 guys were talking about maybe communication lives last second, fast snap or whatever. How important is it this week of practice, knowing Avante's probably out, whether it's Scott or somebody else, that you can all kind of get together on the same page?
Well, that player in particular, they rushed to the line, and I think we had a new group on the field. So we had a lot of variables going on within that one play, and of course them going faster and us like trying to line up and make sure we got the right personnel in the right spot and whatnot. It just didn't mix well. But I feel like we do a good job of communicating, and we've done a good job of communicating throughout the season. We just got to keep getting better at it,
What are some of the challenges Andy Dalton brings on the field?
He's a smart quarterback. He's going to take what you give him. He's going to make the right decision with the ball. And that's really he's accurate too as well. So he's a veteran leader that can get the ball in the right places.
The last thing you want to do is leave it when you get number one and the NFC's wrapped up this week. You don't want to take a chance on against the Giants. Winner take all kind of thing.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, for me, I just want to win in general. It's the next game on the schedule, and we need to get a win.
How good is it to be back home? It's going to be a month since you last played at the Link, and to have that opportunity a lot on the line in this game.
Oh, it's going to be great, getting out there in front of our fans, getting a chance to bounce back from a loss. I'm excited to get back out there.
What does it say about your teammate Lane Johnson that he's going to put off surgery on his torn abductor till after the playoffs are over, and he's going to rehab and be there for you guys in the playoffs?
He's a warrior, and I see him around the facility working out, putting a lot of time into his body. He's a warrior at the end of the day, and I appreciate him doing that because we definitely need him.
Staying here, what this game means.
It's like the coach always says, most important is the next one. We know there's a lot at stake. We obviously having that first round bye and playoffs would be big, but just taking it how we've taken every other game this year, just approaching the same way and just going out there and executing our game plan.
What's to say about Lane that he's going to hold off surgery until it's all over and rehab and try to be back for the playoffs or be back for the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, like I was saying, Lane's a freak of nature. Lane is he's a great, obviously a team player and a guy that has taught me so much. And if there's one guy to do it, Lane's the guy. Just how strong, strong and fast he is. So yeah, he'll do everything in his ability to be ready to go.
Coach Sirianni was, pretty tight-lipped about what the plan is, whether you're going to play right tackle and switch Mailata over and use Dillon or whatever. Are they keeping you in the dark with that, or?
Just whatever my role is, whether it's right tackle, backing up guards, backing people up, or whatever, I'll just be ready to go.
They're preparing you for just about anything.
Anything, yeah.
Last time you played, when Mailata got hurt, Jalen was the quarterback. Gardner probably the quarterback. I don't know, but what are some of the differences of blocking for those two quarterbacks?
They both do a great job. They're both great quarterbacks in different ways, and they both do a great job of getting the ball out quick. I think it's, like I said, for us, whoever's back there, we're just going to block the same, or do our best and keep it clean and make sure we execute the game plan.
Doesn't change anything schematically on the offensive line with how you?
Not too much. Not too much.
Can you tell us how Stoutland University gets you ready for a spot like this?
Yeah, no, I mean, like you say, he's always, Stout makes, that's one thing I love about Stout is whether you're the first guy in the room or you're, a backup or a practice squad guy, Stout will coach you hard and make sure that, he's holding you to that expectation. He's holding you to a high standard, which is one of the reasons why he's one of the the best coach in the business is because having guys like Isaac, Lane, Kelce in the room, he holds us all to that standard, and that's good. And it's harder makes it it's hard, but it makes us better players, and that philosophy really helps in situations like this when you get thrown in. That you're ready, you've gotten all the reps, you've watched guys like Yeah, just for me to be able to watch Lane every time, the best tackle in football, just every time, has been really important for me.
What's the best thing you've learned from Lane or watching him?
There's a lot. I mean, Lane just so athletic, and he's just so consistent in his pass sets. He just never goes off and does his own thing. He always just has his plan and sticks to it, and it's one thing that's definitely helped.
How do those guys, really help and support you to take on this role? You just mentioned Isaac, Lane, Jason. How do they kind of help and support you?
Yeah, I mean, in our room we have a tight-knit group of guys, and everyone's friends and whatnot, and just like I said, everyone wants to, we have a lot of pride in that room and making sure that, when we go in there, like I said, there's not a huge drop-off and we can't run certain plays or whatever, and Stout does a great job of that, and just making us ready for whatever situation is, at some point, all of us are, have gotten thrown in, so, just really embracing it.
After losing on Sunday, though, obviously there's an extra incentive to get back. Did you get that move from the team this week that we just want to get back out there right away and just get ready to win?
Yeah, I mean, it sucks to lose. No two ways about it. No matter what's at stake or whatever, we go out, we prepare all week to win every game. So we're excited to get back out there. There's obviously stuff we got to clean up and stuff that we got to improve on, but we're eager to go back out there and excited for the test to be a good test for us this week.
Lane, and he's going to put off surgery and rehab to get ready to be out there for the playoffs with you guys.
That's that dog mentality. Doesn't surprise me Lane's going to do that. It's a very selfless thing to do. And, when we started this journey back in OTAs, we knew what we were going to sacrifice, and Lane's just the embodiment of that. It's the reason why he's a captain.
Is he in a lot of pain? Is this something that's really, tough to even walk around with? Or?
No, he's walking fine. Yeah. I mean, he's walking fine. That might be a Lane question. I don't know how he really feels, but he looks great to me. Might even be more emotional battle for him that he can't be out there with his brothers. So I don't know. Ask Lane that.
You staying over on the left side?
Yeah. As long as I know, listen, you guys probably find out before me. So, honestly, this is just whatever the team needs, Yeah, I've always been like that. And right now, just going to come in here and expect to play left tackle, but whatever happens, happens. That stuff is out of my control. Just going to have to go in the walkthrough and see what happens.
How does Stoutland University get guys like Jack Driscoll and everybody else ready for a spot like this?
Well, they've been ready all year. If you think about it, that's the beauty of Stoutland University, preparing guys throughout the whole year so that whenever they get their time to shine, it happens. So I think Jack's been preparing all year for this moment, and now he can get out there and do his thing. But again, not even sure about that. It's just something that they haven't talked to us about yet, so I guess we'll deal with it when we find out. You guys, I'm telling you, you guys will probably find out before me. So usually it always happens like that, dude. I'm telling you.
How much work does Andre Dillard get? Get any reps over
Yeah,
there?
I think he does. I think he does. Pretty sure he does. I mean, not enough to be, I guess. Not enough to be, I guess. I don't even know how to answer that one because I've seen him get reps every week. But is it enough? I'm not sure.
Can you still be the best line, one of the best lines in football, with Lane shelved right now?
That's hard to answer. Honestly, that's hard to answer. I mean, we always talk about next man up mentality. That's great, but someone as great as Lane, I'm not saying that Jack isn't up to that standard, but it's just that the presence of one player can affect the line. And so, will we be the best? Not sure. Can't tell you that. Will we give everything we have? 100%. You can expect 200% from Jack or me, whoever's going at right tackle this week. So that's one thing I know. The standard of Stoutland University always rises to the player, or the player rises to that standard. So,
Jordan, after last week's game, and everybody talks about the togetherness of this team, is this a moment where you really got to get it together after that loss?
100%. Those are some of those games you look back, you're like, wow, and this is just one of those moments where we got to really double down on the process. And you guys have heard us say that. especially after the losses last year, we doubled down on the process. It's the same as this year. We're just going to double down on everything that we work on during the week and go from there.
How important is it to get the win this Sunday, and then that gives you the bye, and that gives Lane extra time?
100%. I mean, it's going to be really important for guys who are hurt. We got JD coming off whatever he has. Give guys like Avonte Maddox to come back, Lane to come back. Just guys who have lingering injuries. Give them some time to heal up and get prepared for the playoffs.
So how special is this Sunday for you? Are your parents going to be able to be there for the first time to see you play live?
Yeah, Mom and Dad are going to be there for the first time. Even my brother. So, yeah, it's pretty special. Can't wait.
Were they able to get in on Sunday with all the flight cancellations and stuff?
Yeah.
Were they able to make it in?
Yeah, they still made it in for Christmas. So I was surprised too, to be honest. I was very surprised their flight was still going on. I had to check for a second. I was like, are you sure? This doesn't sound right. But they made it in one piece, thank God. And
It's a long time coming, isn't it?
yeah, long time coming. About 4 years to be precise.
Yeah.
No one's counting. No one's
What
counting.
was that reunion like?
Oh, it was tearjerkers, dude. Like, hugging them at the airport, picking them up. It was awesome. Just
Is it surreal for them? Like, you left Australia as a rugby player, and then they come to a city where people know who you are, people know your name. Is it weird for them at all?
Yeah, my dad was in for a shock when we went grocery shopping, and we had a handful of fans come by and stop by and say hi. My dad was shocked. I was like, this is the city, Dad. They love their teams, and so they know who you are when you're not in the uniform. So
What's it going to be like for them to be at the link and experience that?
I hope the link can give them a good experience. Hopefully not too many boos. That'll be great for my parents' first game. But, yeah, it is what it is. It's as blue collar as you can get in Philly, and my parents are used to that. So, yeah, it's going to be a good experience for them.
What's their first impression of Philly?
My dad thinks it's a big city, and I said, Dad, this is a pretty small city. You should check out Chicago or New York. You get lost down there. So, yeah, my dad thinks it's a big city, but he loves Philly so far.
I know that you've wanted to introduce them to people who you care about here. How's that going to work while they're in town? You're going to give that opportunity?
Yeah, we'll get it. We'll figure it out. I told my parents that they're on the same page as me, that my job comes first before everything, and so trying to fit everything in besides with them being in town has been pretty tricky, but they've been very understanding, so it helps a lot. We'll figure it out. I'm worried about the Saints this week. Okay?
What's their tolerance to cold weather?
Not good, just like me. They're not used to the cold, but they came prepared, and they're currently shopping right now with my fiance out in King of Prussia. So I don't know if I should have said that. This is not live, is it? Which part? I don't know. I don't know. So no. The parents are shopping there. It's not live, so it's great.
No, you're right.
It's great.
Lost in there too.
Oh, I told them, I was like, it's a pretty big mall. You're going to get lost in there. They were like, oh, we've seen big malls. I'm like, we'll see. So,
Do they have Mailata jerseys?
Of course they have Mailata jerseys, man. Of course.
All of them?
All of them. Everyone does.
That's awesome.
Yeah, everyone does. So, yeah.
Very cool.
Everything starts with your core, so it's nothing to take lightly.
Lineman, I just feel like the core is such a huge part of.
It's a huge part of anybody's job, but offensive line for sure. Yeah, the ability to anchor, the ability to generate power, starts at your feet and your core. So I think it's a major injury. It's not anything to take lightly. So yeah, hopefully he'll be back out there and able to play. But
You've seen him play for stuff before, you guys as a team.
yeah, he's definitely played through other things before, but we'll see. We'll get a better feeling on that, I'm sure, as he progresses.
What does it say about him and his dedication to the team that he is going to put off the surgery and try to go in the playoffs with this?
It doesn't. I mean, that's who Lane is. Obviously, he's a guy that loves to play football. He's been here for a long time, and he's put everything on the line for this team for a number of years. So, doesn't surprise me one bit. So we'll see. I mean, again, we'll see where he's at in a couple weeks and how he feels, and him and the trainers and the medical staff all sit down. But we'll see.
You guys won a Super Bowl with JP out and Big B playing.
Yeah.
What does it take for the O-line to function at a level you want, missing a big piece?
First of all, you got to have good backups, and I think we're fortunate to have a number of guys that have played a lot of football. Nobody's going to be Lane Johnson, but we have a lot of good players on this team, and you don't need somebody to go out there and be Lane Johnson. You just need somebody to go out there and be able to operate, and hopefully the offense can still proceed and be itself with whoever's out there. So you've had a lot of guys play football, and been fortunate enough to have those guys get full speed in-game snaps. So I think we got a number of different opportunities or options.
Jack was talking about how supportive that you guys are, not just you, but also Lane and Isaac, and how important is that for you to make sure that the younger players or the guys who don't take enough reps on the team feel confident that they're able to step in and be there for you?
I mean, that's part of being a teammate. Part of being a teammate is believing in the guys around you, believing in the people next to you. And Jack is a really smart player. He's played well in most of the games he's played in for us. So we all have a lot of confidence in Jack. We have a lot of confidence in Andre, a lot of confidence in Cam Jurgens. I mean, anybody who goes out there. And a lot of that starts with Stout and his ability to get guys prepared. But, all these guys are here for a reason. They wouldn't be here if they couldn't play in this league. So we're very confident in all those guys.
How do you feel, Jason? You told us to ask you after week 14 with all these games.
It's it feels like it's week 17 or whatever we're on now. Yeah, it's getting to be the end of the season, and you feel it. And hopefully we just take care of this one this week. That's all we're focused on right now.
You had 3 straight on the road. How big a lift will it be to be back?
It's nice to be back at the Link for sure. We'll see what the temperature's looking like and everything, but it'll be a fun one to be back at home.
Temperature of the fans or the weather?
I know what the fans are going to be like.
60 maybe, right?
Yeah. It looks like it's supposed to be nice, yeah.
Yeah.
So, interesting this late in the season to have a weather game that warm. So,
I noticed a little hesitancy about Lane, though. Are you worried about him being able to play through because of what you knew, how hard the injury is?
No, I got done saying this earlier, but I don't think any core muscle injury is the same, so I don't even compare mine to what he's going through. I don't want to be somebody who's, you ask me, is it cool he's going to put off the surgery? I'm not going to say anything. I don't comment on anybody else's injuries, what they're going through. So that's why I'm hesitant. I just don't want to put pressure on him to do anything other than what he wants to do. So,
Jason, this team talks about togetherness. Really, is this a test? Is this a test after last week on this team having hold and staying together?
Well, every week's a test, and obviously, unfortunate outcome in Dallas last week. I think we turned the ball over, and a lot of mistakes that end up costing us a game. And I thought AJ had a great quote talking about the atmosphere of that game and how that's what these games are going to be like down the stretch, where they're more important and you're playing really, really good teams. And all we can do right now is just focus on the mistakes that we had, come back, and prepare for this one. Like it's the biggest game of the year. So.
And it's important not to point fingers, correct?
No, I mean, you don't want to point fingers. You want to remain accountable. You need to correct mistakes. You need to highlight improvements. The same thing that we do every week. And I think that right now we're in a place where I think everybody's very confident and comfortable with their role in the team, what we've been able to do so far, and that makes coaching and correcting mistakes easier.
And then obviously we see some of the catches like Devontae was making against the Cowboys. Like, what is that like for you?
Oh, it's amazing. It's just fun to watch. Those were some big catches in the fourth, and we needed those. And he was coming in clutch. That drive, I told him, this is why we're special, and he went on to show why he was special. So.
Yeah. Does it feel pretty special in your first year here with the Eagles that you're just over 100 yards away from Mike Quick's all-time receiving yards record for a single season?
I'd be lying to say it don't mean anything, but I'm trying to channel my focus in other directions. Me doing what I have to do, making plays for my team on critical downs, will handle all the records and all the other type of stuff. So it's a blessing to even be that close, to his record. So.
How important would it be not only to clinch the top seed, but that means you guys would have a bye, and that would help give more time for Lane, Avante, other guys on the team that are injured or banged up.
I mean, it would just be important just to win this game, just to get back on track. We don't know what the future holds for the other guys. You know, of course, we want those guys back, you know, and time will help. But we got to try to do our part and get this win, and then after that, we figure out what we need to do and whatever the other guys need to do.
But the thing of losing losing to the Cowboys, kind of coming back to practice, the whole anxiousness about getting back on track, come to practice, get ready for this next game and try to win it after losing.
No, I don't think nothing changed. I think we just continue just to clear up our details. You know, these guys are been excited to come to work. It wasn't about a loss or anything. Guys want to be here. Guys want to put that work in to get better. So I don't think that's the case.
We have time for two more. How'd you feel it went with Gardner for the first time in a game, and how important is that as you kind of build towards potentially this week?
I felt like Gardner did a really good job. He controlled the game as much as he needed to. He got the ball out, and like I said, he commanded the offense. I feel like he did a really good job just from that start, you know, going against the Cowboys defense. So I'm excited for him moving forward, you know. If he goes or if Jalen goes, I'm not sure. But we will be ready again, you know. So.